afternoon, Paranerds. I hope your day is going absolutely splendid, and I welcome you back to the 31 Days of Halloween. That's right, we are continuing our series on my 31 favorite horror movies. So, what do we have today for you? Oh, we've got a good one. We've got one that launched a franchise, is a cult classic, and gave us one of the most memorable horror villains ever. Because today we are talking about
I was bored. I'd gone to the limit. There was nothing else I wanted. A box. Not just any box. It opens doors. Doors to the pleasures of heaven or hell.
I'll do anything you want. Anything.
It gave me an experience beyond the limits. Give me that box! Give me the box! We have such sights to show you.
Hellraiser, There Are No Limits, a film by Clive Barker.
Hellraiser. That's right, Clive Barker's Hellraiser. So, if you haven't seen Hellraiser, let's tell you a little bit about what it's about. After moving into his childhood home, Larry, with his daughter Kirsty and his new wife Julia, find that Larry's house is already occupied. Before the family's arrival, Larry's disreputable brother, that's a hard word to say apparently. We all know I have a hard time speaking English for some freaking reason, even though I've only been speaking it 33 years. Larry's disreputable brother, Frank, a former lover of Julia, because that's right, while she was married to Larry, she was sleeping with Frank. Cheating bitch. Frank, a former lover of Julia, uses a puzzle box known as the Lament Configuration to summon the demonic Cenobites in search of ultimate pleasure. Now, Kirsty must fight to save herself from the showdown between Frank and the demonic Cenobites, led by Pinhead. Yes, this movie introduced us to Pinhead, one of the best horror villains out there. Has so many great lines from this film. Doug Bradley, who plays Pinhead, a fucking amazing job. A little fun fact about the whole Doug Bradley playing Pinhead thing. And during excuse me. Doug Bradley was originally offered a choice of roles between one of the mattress movers and the lead Cenobite. He originally thought it was important as an actor for you to actually see his face, and nearly turned down the role of the lead Cenobite. Doug Bradley almost passed on Pinhead because he thought, well, people won't see my face as an actor. But then he said, well, I get more screen time with this other character. And thank the demons above or below or wherever the fuck they come from that he did. Because we would not have such a classic horror character as Pinhead without Doug Bradley. As you could, if you've seen the last two Hellraiser movies where Doug did not choose to reprise the role, they're fucking terrible. And I'm sorry, I don't like to be one to judge, but those two are terrible. And in following with our franchise rules, because this is a franchise film, you will only see the one film. And I absolutely had to do the original Hellraiser because it is such a God-blessed good movie. Let me tell you a little bit about some behind-the-scenes facts besides the whole Doug Bradley almost turning down the lead Cenobite role. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about why I love this movie. During a post-production party, when filming had ended, Doug Bradley was dismayed to be ignored by the other members of the crew. He thought he had gotten along with anyone, the cast and crew, everyone. And it wasn't until later he had realized no one had seen him without the makeup and did not recognize him. So without wearing the pinhead makeup, no one knew who this guy was. He thought he was just some random guy. So I guess maybe introduce yourself to your cast members when you're not in makeup might be a good idea. Lesson hopefully Doug has gone on to learn. The film was originally supposed to be called The Hellbound Heart, after the novella upon which it is based, and that is a fantastic book. Clive Barker, such detail, such amazing storytelling. God bless you, Clive Barker. You are fucking fantastic. I love your work so much. Also, I'm toying around an idea of doing Paranerd Reads, where I read some horror short stories, possibly ASMR style, maybe just not necessarily whispering, but a low voice kind of thing, to lull you into a calm before the horror begins. We might do that, we might not, I don't know. Sorry if you're wearing headphones, I probably just blew your fucking eardrums out. I apologize. But I wanted to have a little fun with you. So, the studio decided the title sounded too much like a romance. So the Hellbound Heart, yeah, it kind of sounds like a romance, and asked Clive Barker to change it. So Barker offered up Sadomasochists from Beyond the Grave, which was rejected for the overtly sexual content. He ultimately opened the floor to the production team to offer up their suggestions, prompting a 60-year-old female crew member to offer up what a woman will do for a good fuck. God. And if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what that lady is referring to. Because Jesus Christ, that's hilarious. So, another interesting fact about this is Doug Bradley, the original character... What just happened? My thing freaked out. I apologize. This is probably not professional. Come on, you piece of junk. There we go. Doug Bradley's character didn't have a name. He was supposed to be called the Hell Priest. And then later on in the lore, had this had gone on to sequels, he would have gotten an actual name. But in the earlier drafts, he was just simply called Lead Cenobite, which... That's what he was. He was the lead Cenobite. Pinhead originated as a nickname for the character. It stuck and began being used for the sequels. Director Clive Barker, he didn't like the name. He disliked it. He found it undignified. And in his Hellraiser comic series produced for Boom in 2011, had characters refer to Pinhead as priest. He was that pissed. And I can understand that. That's... If you have a character you have created and you don't want it to be called that, then rename it. I completely understand that. I know him as Pinhead because he's got fucking pins in his head. What was he? Nailhead, Pinhead? Pinhead sounds better than Nailhead. Let's move on from that. He also maintains the character has a true Cenobite name that he intends to reveal in some forthcoming work. Now, he did do a sequel to Hellbound Heart and Lord of Illusions, which crossed over the two main characters, Harry D'Amour and Pinhead. And even though in the book they use as an insulting term, Pinhead. He's usually just called Hell Priest. I listened to the Audible version, which is amazing if you have a chance. It's called The Scarlet Gospels. Check it out. Audible does the narrator does a fantastic job. I will be reviewing that eventually down the road. But I don't remember ever hearing his true Cenobite name. So maybe we're getting another story from Clive featuring the Cenobites. I would love that. He also, similarly, the female Cenobite was designated Deep Throat on set, but due to the overtly sexual nature of the moniker, they simply just titled her as female Cenobite. Understandable. The concept of a cube being used as a portal to hell. The concept of a cube being used as a portal to hell, not a porter, a portal to hell. We have porters at work, they drive cars around. A portal to hell is something I hope never shows up at my work because, well, let's just say I don't ever want that to happen. Has its basis in the urban legend of the Devil's Toy Box, which concerns a six-sided cube constructed of inward-facing mirrors. According to legend, individuals who enter the structure and then close it will undergo surreal, disturbing phenomenon that will simultaneously grant them a revelatory experience and permanently warp their mind. Me being a paranormal investigator, I'm going to be doing research on the Devil's Toy Box, and I will be sharing that with you shortly. I find the concept very interesting. We'll go more into that in a different video when I actually research it and everything. So be on the lookout for that, because I have my own beliefs on demons and things like that. So to see this Devil's Toy Box, it does pique my interest. I am very interested in finding out what that's all about. According to Barker, as the writing of the script... I'm sorry. My nose is bothering the crap out of me right now. According to Clive Barker, as the writing of the Hellraiser script took place during the height of the A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween series, his intended portrayal of Pinhead, or Hell Priest, as an articulate and intelligent character was initially not well received by the producers. They wanted Pinhead to act more like Freddy Krueger and crack jokes, while others suggested that he just be a silent character like that of Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, and Barker was dead set on doing a complete reversal of that, and I'm so glad he stuck to his guns. He insisted that Pinhead's personality be more evocative of Christopher Lee's portrayal of Count Dracula, which Christopher Lee does a fucking amazing job as Count Dracula. Holy shit. I mean, no one will top Bela Lugosi. I'm sorry. Bela Lugosi is Count Dracula. But Christopher Lee, probably number 2 in my opinion. What's your opinion? Part of the chill of Dracula surely lies in the fact that he is very clearly and articulately aware of what he is doing. You feel that it is a penetrating intelligence. And I don't find dumb things terribly scary. I find intelligence scary, particularly twisted intelligence. It's one of the reasons why Hannibal Lecter is scary, isn't it? It's because you always feel that he's going to be 3 jumps ahead of you. Quote from Clive Barker. And fucking A, was he right. Freddy, he's got his own thing. And Jason and Michael, they're their own thing. Pinhead, being this intelligent, articulate character, has some of the greatest lines. Just give you the creeps throughout the entire film series. his actions and his portrayal. Doug Bradley does this whole, oh, he's so good, this maniacal evil thing. And they delve deeply into his character in the second and third, which I love. And then it kind of goes on from its own thing. I still love all the way up until I believe the last film is either Hellworld or Deader. I still enjoy the films, and then 9 and 10 is when they decided to bring in a new actor because Doug wasn't happy with the script and he passed on it. Which at that point, let it die. Like, these films will live on in infamy by themselves. I love Doug as Pinhead. I love him to come back because his portrayal, his presence is just absolutely fantastic. Just those lines, that voice, I will tear your soul apart. He just that slight British or English accent he has, just, oh, he does it so well. And I could quote Pinhead all day, but I'm sure I probably do a terrible Pinhead impression. So I'll save you from that. For now, maybe later, maybe when I do the second and third series. Not during the 31 Days of Halloween, but eventually, maybe you'll get a little more Pinhead quotes if you're lucky. This film is horror history. It introduced us to Pinhead. It showed us Clive Barker could not only direct a fucking great story. I'm sorry, not only write a great story, but direct a great story. Great practical effects. A score that gives you chills. I mean, that score, that main hell theme that when the Cenobites come out, I get goosebumps just thinking about that theme. So good. A great direction by Barker. The acting in this, from the Cenobites, from Andrew Robinson, who plays Larry, Kirsty, Julia, all of them, they did an amazing job. I cannot gloat enough about this film because it truly is a piece of horror history. If you have not seen it, start with the first. I started with the fifth, and I wish I had started with the first. The fifth still got me interested in seeing them, but I really wish I would have cut my teeth on the first. Horror history in the making. Watch it. You absolutely will not regret it. It's got great gore, great effects, and again, that acting, that Pinhead, those lines, and that haunting score and everything. Sorry, I get the creeps just thinking about it. So what do I give this film? I give this film 5 lament configurations out of 5. That's how much I love this movie. Brilliant movie. Thank you, Clive Barker, for sticking to your guns, for not letting the producers and the studio pressure you into doing something you didn't want to do. Thank you for bringing us a piece of history. And thank you for being one of the most talented horror authors out there. If you ever see this, Clive, which I highly doubt you will, but if you ever do, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for watching and continuing to watch my 31 Days of Halloween. It truly means the world to me that you continue to watch this, that you've been commenting, you've been liking. I thank you so much. Please continue. I'm going to head out. We're going to do we got so much more coming. Some great films, some cheesy films, all kinds of stuff. I hope your day continues to be absolutely fantastic, and thank you for watching. Remember, we live in a weird world, so please, go out and experience it.